Hi, this is Trevor, and welcome back to our weekly tarot card video. Today is Thursday, June the 18th, 2015, and once again I'm coming to you from the cozy little studio space here at 161 Stafford. This is where I do my private readings, and you can find lots of information about how I work, how to book an appointment on my website at trevorsense.com. That's also where you'll find the table of contents of all of these tarot videos in order. So if you're looking for a specific video on a card, I add them week by week within that table of contents order, as well as finding them here on this YouTube channel. I'm going to get into the cards right away. Let's shuffle them and see what our card of the week is. Right. Well, this is an old favorite of mine, the Hermit card. And quite a powerful icon, quite a powerful image, one that we see in popular culture in lots of different ways. Perhaps long before I encountered the tarot, in my older brother's record collection, there was Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven album. And when you opened that album up, there was this beautiful picture, this very mystical looking figure, and it was the hermit standing on top of a mountain with a lantern in his hand. And I'm not going to try and decipher Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. There's lots of controversial interpretations about that. But it is meant to represent that sense of seeking, that sense of something kind of apart from our usual day-to-day experience, something that causes us to know there's something more out there. The Hermit card is part of the Major Arcana, a sequence of cards that one could kind of look at as the Fool's journey towards enlightenment. And in the earlier part of the Major Arcana, we have cards that are almost like references to what you would find in the village of early life. The mother figure, the father figure in the Emperor and the Empress, the teacher figure in the Hierophant that is giving us a sense of our spirituality through something that is kind of dogmatic or traditional, and the High Priestess, which is inner knowing. Then we see the lovers. We see that sense of relationships and that sense of learning from the inner to the outer. All of these things, again, kind of within this cozy little village. I think of, in Lord of the Rings, how the Shire, where all the hobbits live, is this wonderful little self-contained world. And every now and then, Gandalf would show up. This fellow who had great stories of the great world out there, interesting fireworks. And the hobbits liked it when Gandalf showed up, but they really didn't like him sticking around too long. He kind of reminded them that there's a greater, bigger world out there. And that always made them feel a little awkward. Right? Well, Tolkien was borrowing on mythology and creating a mythology all his own. And even in what seem to be unrelated systems, these archetypes come up again and again and again. So this is the wise sort of elder. This is that figure that is not necessarily tied into the systems that everyone else has. Maybe a bit of an eccentric, maybe a little bit of an oddball, maybe somebody who lives near the community, doesn't always participate in it, is not wholly and entirely invested, kind of in it, but not of it. So for us little lone wolves, us little oddballs, he's a wonderful kind of figure. But he has a job to do. He has to kind of venture into that community and share a message, but he also has to seek beyond it. So he comes up just before, in the Major Arcana, the Wheel of Fortune, where we're thrust out into that greater, scarier world, where we encounter some of the challenging images in the tarot, and in life, where we have to leave our comfort zones. But this is sort of a sense of experience that comes to us, sort of from oddballs and elders and people who are not necessarily part of that structure, that norm. We have to march to our own drummer at times in life, and sometimes that can be a little bit of a lonely road. But then we oftentimes feel a need to be sharing that with others who struggle, to be carrying that back. That's why, if he was going to just stay on top of that mountain, perhaps he wouldn't have the staff. Right? And he may be up there alone, but he's holding aloft a light for others to see. So he's actually visible for miles and miles and miles. I like to think that what sets us apart from others is our gift that we can offer back, that we can share, perhaps a different perspective, perhaps something that lets others know they're not alone. We all have a solitary journey at times. but it can sometimes bring us together with others where we can share, where we can know a sense of kinship. But I like to think of the hermit as that inside job, that journey up the mountain, right? But also within ourselves and then bringing it forward. It is forever ascending and descending. It is forever moving outwards and then reflecting back within. We may need time where we have to be a little bit of a hermit, where we have to walk our own road. But we see things of great value that we can share with others. So you can tell that this is a card that's pretty dear to me. Uh, and actually, in one of my previous locations, when I read in the North End in Winnipeg, I had painted the hermit on the door. And I remember one day some kids walking by and they went, "Oh, Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven." And I said, "No, it's from the tarot." And they said, "Oh, Led Zeppelin created the tarot? Cool." So, wishing everyone well as we all venture forward on our journeys. Know that whatever sets you apart from others is your gift that you can bring to the banquet of life. Sometimes it's not understood, but hiding it away isn't always the answer either. Wishing you well. Look forward to seeing you next week. Take care. Bye for now.